Welcome to Square Music Company's The Open Mic Pre-Show. This is where we talk to our guest host at our upcoming The Open Mic Show here in Macomb, Illinois at the Cafe. Hello, listener. Thanks for checking us out. This is Adam Oliver of Square Music Company, and we're here to spread the word about our fabulous local music event. The Open Mic Show is an event we host every couple weeks on Thursday for over a year now. We're venturing into year 2. Hopefully you like what we're doing and we can keep this going. I've known our guests for a couple years. They used to do lessons here at Square Music Company. Probably one of our client favorites for guitar and voice lessons. They're on the path to becoming a music therapy professional and performs quite often at WIU in a variety of programs. She's been hosting open mics since she was 15 and has a beautiful singing voice amongst other things. I'd like to say hello to Megan Maroney. Welcome, Megan.
Hello, Adam. It's great to be here.
I'm glad you made it out. I love having you here. Megan's here to help us promote Square Music Company's The Open Mic Show at the Cafe here in Macomb, Illinois. Megan will be our guest host on December 14th. Did I miss anything so far, Megan?
No, I don't think so. I think that's about it.
So did we get that right? You started hosting open mics at around 15 years old.
Yeah, it was around 15, 16. I don't remember the exact age that I was, but I started taking vocal lessons around 13 and then kind of started getting into the music business more and more through that and started hosting stuff in my hometown probably at around 15, 16.
Well, where's your hometown?
It's Tremont, which is like an hour and 20 away from here. It's real little town. I usually just tell people that I'm close to Peoria.
And the place where you hosted, was it like an all-ages venue? Was it a bar or a restaurant? Or
Yeah, it's all ages. It's a Purdue's Bar and Grill. So if anybody's interested, I do actually have one coming up there as well this month. So I'm hosting this guy at the cafe on the 14th, and then I'm going back to Tremont to host another one at Purdue's Bar and Grill on the 20th. So.
The 20th of December. Mm-hmm. Are you going to do any Christmas songs?
Yeah. I don't have any specifically planned for myself yet, but my dad has asked me to learn a couple of things for him because he's a musician as well. So we're going to do a couple together, hopefully.
Great. And then he plays. I've seen you guys play together before, too, a couple times. Will he be playing with you over there?
Yeah, he should be. He's
awesome.
Going to be there, and we're going to bring some of our fancy equipment that we like to play with so we can just do some fun stuff. It's also been a while since I've done a gig, so I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. When's the last time you played live?
Couple
months?
Yeah, probably a couple months ago. It got real busy with school and everything, so I took a break, but it's probably been a couple months. Yeah.
It's good to take a break from it, and then when you come back to it, you appreciate it more.
For sure, definitely.
So tell me a little bit about your school life.
Yeah.
Is it a lot of practices, shows?
So
math equations?
Not quite so much math equations. I'm actually very not good at math. Luckily for a music therapy program, you only need 1 math credit, and I already knocked that out of the way freshman year. So I'm pretty much done there.
Good.
Luckily. But a lot of practicing. I end up doing a lot of like research-oriented stuff because music therapy is a music career, but it's also like a healthcare profession. So you end up writing just like a lot of research papers. And that combined with practicing. And I'm in a couple ensembles as well. So I was in concert choir and steel band, which was very fun and new for me. And
cool.
Yeah, so that's just a lot of practice.
What did you play with steel band?
I played a type of drum called the double second drums.
You also, you play guitar. Do you play piano?
Yeah, I play a little bit. So for
I know
part of
the music therapy program there, like, do you learn enough about a lot of different instruments, right?
Yeah, for sure. For the music therapy program, you have to take group piano 1 and 2 if you're not like a piano major, which I am definitely not. So I've already taken those 2 classes, and you do have to pass a certain number of competencies for guitar, piano, and basic percussion.
Mm-hmm. And then you're a voice major?
Yeah, I'm a voice major. Mm-hmm.
So we mentioned a little bit about music therapy, but here at Square Music, I'll take a chance to plug what we're doing. We do offer music therapy services here in Macomb and our Colorado Springs location with Heather Johnson, our music therapy director. She's not here, of course, but Megan, can you briefly tell us what music therapy is and also what it means in the bigger picture for you?
Yeah, totally. Generally, it's just using music as like a medium and a tool to reach goals that are non-music oriented. So I've worked with a couple different populations at this point. I worked with a group of like 7-year-olds and also like a group of adults and also people with like mid to late stage dementia. So like older people. And a lot of those goals have to do with like maybe for a kid, like academic things and maybe just general leadership qualities, building up confidence a lot of the times. And so, yeah, that's a few examples of just some like non-musical goals that you might use music to work towards, essentially.
Yeah, I've seen it, and we talk about it as being helpful for a whole spectrum of things from depression, anxiety, PTSD, through Alzheimer's, learning disabilities. There's a benefit for all aspects and ages for this, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. There's really no limit of types of populations that you can work with. So when I first started getting into the program, I thought for sure that what I wanted to do like forever was hospice work, and I still very much would like to work with the hospice population. But I am realizing as well, like there's so many other populations that I've really enjoyed working with. And yeah, as a music therapist, you're not really forced to ever shove yourself into one box, which I really like.
That's a good point. A lot of different things there.
For sure.
So we're gonna switch up gears. We're gonna get back and focus on you.
All right.
So what did inspire you to pursue your current passion for music?
Yeah, so ever since I can remember, I've just loved music. I mean, a lot of kids are really into the shows with music and stuff, like the Wiggles and whatever, and like Hannah Montana, all that stuff. SpongeBob, yeah. I watched all that stuff as a little kid and was into like any episode of any show that had music in it. Like that's just always something that I've gravitated towards. And
do you like to perform? Do you like to be plays and things? Theater?
I love to perform.
That's great.
I started doing musical theater in like 5th grade and haven't done it since high school, but it was a really good time.
Well, let me ask you this. What kind of music do you like playing the best? Do you like learning and adapting cover songs? I know you write your own music. We love that here. We love our original music. So what do you like to listen to? Do you listen to yourself too, or record some? Always learning and adapting and growing, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm always learning and adapting new things. I do a lot of like adaptations of covers and stuff.
What do you like the best? What's your favorite thing to cover?
That is a really good question. I like a lot of...
Could be a song or an artist or a genre.
I like a lot of like older stuff sometimes. Like I sing a lot of Elvis and a lot of like Creedence Clearwater Revival and the Beatles. So that stuff is always really fun. I'm also into like, I don't know, maybe like mid-2000s pop punk, but making it more like acoustic style, because that's usually what I do is just an acoustic guitar and me. But yeah, basically I'll take like any song that I just like. It doesn't even matter the genre, and kind of make it my own thing usually.
In school, are you doing this mostly like classically trained stuff for vocals?
Yeah, usually that stuff is like more classical, and I've got a couple musical theater songs that I kind of really had to beg for.
Does that make you have a range? Is that something you talk about? Like what is your range in the like the professional sense?
Like vocally or like genre wise?
Vocally.
Vocally. I don't know my exact range actually, but I do know that I could not sing very high before I got into school, like at all. And if anybody is familiar with music, I believe I can hit like a G or an A flat above the staff, which is pretty good. And way higher than I could sing before school, that's for sure. But
would you be considered a soprano or a tenor, or?
I'm probably a mezzo soprano,
Okay.
Which is kind of like right in the middle of an alto and a soprano. It's not quite super low, not quite like crazy high, like kind of right in the middle.
Okay, so as you've been doing this, outside of school, of course, but what's a challenge that you're working on right now musically? Is it writing songs? Is it performing more places? What are something that you're working on right now?
So as much as I love school, it can sometimes be difficult going to music school to maintain that like passion that you had for music originally and continuing to create things outside of school. And that's something that I've been trying to get into a little bit more in the past month. Like, remember how to write a song that isn't for one of my clients or for a purpose.
Right.
Like, just remembering that I do love to do this, even if I don't feel the passion all the time. The current challenge I have, I guess, is just remembering what I love to do and getting rid of that writer's block, I guess.
Staying inspired?
Definitely. Staying inspired is a difficult one when you're in school and everything.
I think everybody does go through that. You got to, something out there's got to inspire you to take action on that. Okay, so here's a funny question, or not. We'll see. Megan, what are you not good at? And I mean like at all. You suck at what? Got to be something that you're not good at, right?
Yeah.
Other than math. We already covered math.
Yeah, we covered math. I am very not athletic, and my family's going to listen to this, and they're going to laugh really hard when they hear me say that, because it's just absolutely true.
See, I think you could be a tennis player.
No, but I probably couldn't be a tennis player or anything. The only sport I've ever been good at is I used to be a figure skater.
Okay.
And so I was decently good at figure skating. I just didn't really like the competition elements.
You have the hair for figure skating.
Yeah.
What color is that today?
It's blue today.
Blue?
But yeah, it's been a bunch of different things in the
I've
past
seen
couple
Megan
months.
with many different colors of hair, and they always look awesome.
Well, thank you. No, I've had like pink and green and pretty much everything at this point.
Not everybody could pull that off, but you absolutely kill it. Yeah.
It's life's too short to have boring hair is what I always say. So.
Exactly. So Megan, like we've gone through, Megan's really no stranger to performing live, and we're all kind of all about pushing and promoting people to play live. So Megan, what is one piece of advice you'd give to someone wanting to start playing music in front of people live?
Yeah, so playing music in front of people can be really daunting. I remember my first time doing it. It was at the Red Barn in Peoria, I believe. And my vocal teacher was the one running the open mic. And even though she was there, I was still super nervous. And what I try to remember is that if you're going to an open mic for the first time, everybody there is also probably really nervous. So even if you're feeling super nervous about putting yourself out there, you just got to take the leap and do it, even though it seems really scary, because I still get scared to perform all the time too, even though it's something I'm really passionate about. Yeah, definitely. I heard somebody say to me in theater actually forever ago that if you're not scared, then you don't care enough about what you're doing. And that advice is probably the best I could give somebody. Like, if you're not a little bit scared, then you probably don't care very much about what you're doing.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah,
over
definitely.
the years, and I can sympathize with the, I don't know if we call it fear, but just the anxiousness of going and doing that, knowing that you're on the spot.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a rush. I think it's a rush. So
it's definitely a rush, and I just try to remember that everybody else is also putting themselves out there, and they're nervous too, and you just got to go and believe that you can do what you love.
It's nice too to have, like with the open mic show that we're doing too, we usually generally have a real supportive group of people, and we have a lot of different people that come play, and everybody seems to be kind of watching out for each other and helping out and stuff. So it's really nice to see that. You've been there a couple of times and played a little bit, so
yeah, for sure.
I've always enjoyed
it. Definitely.
It's a good party, yeah.
Real fun crowd.
What song do you always get stuck in your head?
Currently, I just watched the new Hunger Games movie, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Mm-hmm.
So the song that she sings at the reaping, Nothing You Can Take, is that been playing over and over and over again in my head like since I watched the movie.
Okay. So Megan, other than the open mic shows and hometown gigs, what are other type of places that like you like to go play?
Yeah, I really enjoy, I've done a couple of like busking gigs where they're like on the street and you're just like playing and there's like a festival going on, and that's really super fun. I played a couple Fourth Fridays where you're just like over in Washington, actually, out in the square outside. Anything outside is like my favorite gig in the world, but I don't really do like concert halls or anything because it's just too much pressure.
Not yet.
Definitely not. I prefer like the laid back, like sports bar, farmer's market, but also like anything outdoors type of thing.
I would definitely like to see you play in a bigger place.
Yeah, the biggest place I've ever played is the Monarch, and I don't know if it's still called that, but that was when
Where
I was
that?
like, over in Peoria, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Peoria or East Peoria. My geography is so bad. That's another thing I'm bad at, geography. So I always get the two mixed up.
Sports and geography.
Sports, geography, and math. Those are my
You're
my
not
three
going to be on
downfalls.
the traveling wiffle ball team then.
No,
so, okay.
certainly not.
But you have played in Kofac quite a bit. That's a pretty big place.
That's definitely the biggest place recently that I've played in for sure.
Have you been able to be in there and do like a full show where it's like they got a place packed?
Yeah, I mean, I have done like stuff for my concert choir ensemble, like I mentioned earlier, and that's like as big as I've gone before. My senior year, I would love to put on a recital. That's something that a lot of music students do, like instead of doing what they call a jury, where you go and sing privately in front of like all of the faculty that takes care of your instrument. Instead, they'll put on a recital and like do a hearing and present all their pieces to the professors and then put on a whole show. I would love to do something like that in Kofac.
Awesome.
I think that'd be awesome.
It's probably in your future at
Yeah,
some
I
point.
hope so.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
I'd try to bring some more contemporary fun stuff as opposed to like just classical and musical theater like I've kind of been locked into.
Yeah. Okay, so this will kind of be the last question here, but
All right.
where can the listeners, where can listeners find you online?
Yeah, so I have mainly active on Facebook and Instagram. It's Megan Maroney Music, just Megan Megan, and then Maroney Maroney. I always specify because there's another Megan Maroney who is Megan Maroney Music, but hers is MO, mine is MA. So, yep, Facebook and Instagram mainly.
Well, I wish you luck with all of that. I'm really excited to have you out for the Thursday for the open mic show. So we'll see you there Thursday, and thank you so much for spending some time with us. And that's going to do it for us.
All right. Absolutely. Thanks so much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
You bet, Megan. Take care.
All right, that was great. I really want to thank Megan for coming out and sharing her time with us and stories. She will be our guest host at the open mic show at the cafe here in Macomb, Illinois, with Square Music Company on Thursday, December 14th. Come out and show us what you got.